to Those Two Chicks with a Podcast.
Brought to you by Zoom. Did that sound like a commercial voice? Dreamt of being a voice actor, so now I'm really depressed.
Way to go, Mary.
You know, I think I would be very good at it because I love to read books and I love to do different voices for each character in the book.
I think you'd get too distracted.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell, guys? I'm pretty good.
Just being honest.
You'd be like, this voice reminds me of this person that I met in 1982, and then you'd go into a story about it.
No. Now, I might say stuff after the story.
I realized we never said anything from our last episode why you're on Zoom.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm busy.
Yeah. No one could watch your kids, so...
No one can watch my kids. That is so hard.
Well, we're here for Friday, and we have Mary back for a merry moment.
Woo, it's a merry moment.
Ooh.
That's me.
We're not very good. Oh my god, my Zoom just asked me if we're playing music.
Yes, we're that good. So today we're actually discussing the incident of the killer clowns.
Oh, I don't like clowns. I forgot.
She's not excited. She doesn't like clowns.
I gotta go now.
You can't go. You have to sit here and listen.
Oh.
So.
I hate clowns too. I cried when a clown was at my birthday party when I was a child.
Oh.
She was a nice clown too. My mom was really mad. She paid a lot of money for it, and I just cried the whole time. Right, anyway.
Okay, so this happened for, I think most of us can remember, that 2015, 2016 time. And people really didn't know how to defend themselves because they didn't know if it was a prank or if it was real. So they were like, what do we do if you see a clown? Which seems so odd. So for months, people feared running into a clown at night, and there was so much news coverage of these clowns attacking people, running after people. And children reported clowns in the woods or stalking them in the streets. It started with a few sightings and then quickly grew to thousands of sightings. Obviously, online, it was taken more as a joke and a lot of memes were made about it and everything, but many people were scared. Parents were worried about their kids. Schools shut down or they were on lockdowns because threats were made. So, a clown threatened a school and everything, so obviously schools had to take action, so they just shut down the school for the day. Obviously, some people were injured and other people were just chased, but I want to talk about where it all started from. So it started in 2013. Now, there has always been clown sightings and everything, but this is one of those ones that they think maybe have inspired it. So in 2013, Northampton is a British town, and there was a clown that would seek out children. It was later discovered it was 3 filmmakers who were behind it. So they also made this Facebook page, and it had a huge following. And so I think that was one of those things that just, sorry, there's a truck. But why they did it is still unknown, but it got a lot of media attention, and it said that this most likely inspired what we remember as the plague of killer clowns, pretty much, that we had. So October of 2014, California had a clown problem. Again, it was very popular on media. And police arrested a 14-year-old who had been dressing up as a clown and chasing people. And the 14-year-old said he was just participating in the hoax that was popular online. DM Pranks is a YouTube channel, and that also took popularity with scary clown videos, and they had millions of views. I know some people blame the YouTube channel for how big it got, but also I think I totally forgot about it, but 2016 was the time of prank videos. They were super popular. I'm so glad they're done with. But so I think we can probably all agree that social media played a huge role in the clown problem. That's where this all started from, with social media. But it was now a nationwide hysteria. It's such a big issue of these clowns. Soon it seemed to spread everywhere. One report is a clown tried to lure kids into the woods in South Carolina. They would use candy or money, and citizens claimed they would hear chains banging on their doors, and they would run up to look inside the windows. And North Carolina's incident really inspired these scary clowns to step up their game. That's when you see more states like Michigan and all these little towns that nothing's happened. Now we all have clown problems. But people saw, it was kind of like it was such a game to them, like, oh, we need to do this better. And so I can't imagine someone banging on my door with chains. I'd be terrified. And you see all those, like, I know, and you see all those cameras, and there's, like, clowns staring inside the camera. And in Georgia, one clown was reported to be walking around town carrying a machete.
Oh my God.
That gave Mary chills.
Dude.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're so stupid.
I know. And then in Concord, California, police were looking for a clown that attempted to kidnap a 1-year-old girl, and they couldn't find the clown anymore. And then in Sterling Heights, Michigan, a 7-year-old boy was attacked by a clown that had a knife and it cut his arm.
What the fuck?
I know. And then in Detroit, Michigan, a clown with a gun robbed a Walgreens. But it quickly, we thought this was just like a U.S. problem for so long, except for that 2013 we talked about. It quickly became a global phenomenon, and Europe, Australia, New Zealand all had clown problems. So literally the entire world had clown issues. And a lot of these countries, like said, they banned clown costumes and that kind of stuff just because they wanted to limit the clown problem.
What? Timmy, you can't be a clown for Halloween this year.
I know. So news outlets kept spreading this hysteria. But it was a medium problem, really. And the perfect disguise, because police had a hard time finding some of these clowns, because if they wore a mask, you're describing this clown, well, they could easily take it off, and then now there's no clown. You can't find him anymore. The problem was, like, media was really an issue for this part. The news reported that person in a clown suit stabbed a person to death. And it turned out that the victim was the person in a clown suit. A man saw a clown and attacked him because it was a clown and stabbed him to death. But the news reported as the clown was killing this person to death. So that's obviously everyone's like, oh my gosh, now these clowns are killing people and they're so scared. And then it turned out they got it wrong because
the other person killed the clown.
Yeah, the other person killed the clown.
Well, if you're going to look like that.
You shouldn't kill people, Mary.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I mean, yeah, so eventually, because of this issue, clown hunter groups were created.
Oh my gosh.
And they got out of hand, and police had to take action, and these like patrol clown hunters were as bad as the clown problem. So to no one's surprise, they were mostly college students. But the police had to tell them to not hurt anyone or kill anyone wearing a clown mask. But these people, they walk around towns, they're going to look for these clowns and just beat them up and whatever. A lot of these police were like, just if you see a clown, don't hurt it. Because I think we all forget, there are actually real clowns in the world. Like, there's people that's their profession. So they're
don't
like,
hurt it, report it.
Right. So
don't hurt it. They're people too.
I know. And it was like, guys, you can't just beat up a clown. And they're like, we're at a kid's birthday party. You know what I mean? And
I had a classmate that was a professional clown. And
what?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember her name. She was very popular as a clown figure. She, yeah.
Is it the one who came to my birthday?
It might be.
Oh.
Yeah, it probably is. My mom probably got her number from you.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah. The clown industry started as a big success back in the day, as we know, as like comedy and entertainment for children. But then Stephen King's It movie and TV series kind of, you had this fear of clowns. And then the Joker from Batman, is that, again, that fear of clowns.
Ugh.
And then obviously we have something that's real of John Wayne Gacy, who was a serial killer who dressed as a clown
in Illinois.
In Illinois, yeah. And
who came first? Stephen King's It or John Wayne Gacy?
I don't know when Stephen King's It was out, but John Wayne Gacy, I pulled him up because his crime span was between 72 and 78.
Right.
And I can recall seeing on the nightly news his picture and how he would go to kids' parties and...
Right. So it's kind of like you had this more fear of clowns over the years, but I don't know when Stephen King's It.
It came out in 1986. The only reason I was wondering is I was like, oh, did John Wayne Gacy, like, inspire that first, like, creepy killer clown or what?
When was the book written, though?
1986.
Okay, well, maybe that's where Stephen King got the inspiration from. Sure, I mean, that's a great inspiration.
Yeah. He said he got the idea when looking at an old wooden walking bridge, so not John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, okay. Well, you know.
And John Wayne Gacy had, like, well, I think before he was put to death, I think he said possibly...
Stop itching your armpit and looking at me, Mom. It's just weird.
I have an itch. That he had claimed up to 45 killings.
Right, but they don't even know how many he actually
but
killed.
35 they actually identified. 35 or 33 where they identified him as the killer and torturer.
Yeah.
And
there's
rapist.
a great documentary on on him. Sorry. Go ahead.
I saw that Stephen King, right here, it says he sat next to someone dressed as Ronald McDonald on a plane.
Oh.
You know.
Now the industry was really suffering, and then when all of these scary clown videos, like people that actually are professional clowns, like they were being, and it's really, really sad, they were being bullied and harassed by so many people. People would throw garbage at them and just flip them off and all kind, or honestly, they'd beat them up because they thought they were a part of this, and they were just trying, like, these people, a lot of clowns, they go to, like, the children's hospitals at, like, St. Jude's and, like, all those places just to bring joy to kids, and they're being tortured by all these crazy clown hunters and just people in the media.
Kids throwing shit at him.
Yeah, it was just so sad. But have you noticed that since 2016, this clown problem, Ronald McDonald isn't really a thing anymore?
Which is good because he was creepy.
He was creepy. But they even made a statement at McDonald's that I couldn't... If I find the statement, I can share it and you guys can review it. But they did post something because of, like, the clown climate issue that they had going on here. They wouldn't really... But now that... I mean, obviously, McDonald's is, like, so different now. It's not, like, the colorful playhouse, anything like that. It's very depressing and adult. But yeah, so here are some theories of why it happened. So the first one is Satan worshiping. Because it was like luring children. I think we can kind of assume what group of individuals thought this without me even saying right now. I think you can probably form that in your head of who you think. What group really thought this? But the others thought it was just a media hoax because a lot of these clowns were teenagers. Some reports that were made were false as well. Either way, if it's just a hoax of a prank trend that's gone wrong, multiple people were harassed, injured, or killed because of this. And so it was a prank that got out of hand. And just like as crazy it was, by 2017, the clowns were gone.
I don't get it.
It's just gone.
It was a problem, and all of a sudden it wasn't.
Sometimes people said that they tried to revive the clown issue in 2018, and it still just fizzled out because they're like, no, we're not doing this again.
It could honestly be just the fact that it was a trend on social media. I definitely think it was just our generation's sense of humor, though. People, even high schoolers to like early 20s, at that time, we're a little older now, the dumbest sense of humor.
And I think like that...
Taking it too far, always.
Right, and I think honestly the YouTube channel did not help because pranks were such a thing, but like the news stations were awful. Just being like false information for one, but really causing fear into these parents that a lot of them started to say like, oh, this is Satan worshiping and we need to stop this. And it's like, it's just a prank, but I think we need to have a better handle on it. And not clown hunters.
No. I think I just became aware of how bad fear-mongering was in the media at that time. You remember, and I've talked to Lucas about this multiple times, not to get too deep, but there was such a shift in social media in that time of like 2015 to 2016 where everyone just started hating each other. We had that big election that we all know about. Fear-mongering, it just got really bad. I don't know if it's just because I became aware because I became an adult at that time, but it was horrible.
Oh, yeah. No, you're absolutely right, because I felt like Facebook was such a, I wouldn't say a neutral place.
Yeah.
2016 or before, there was always issues, but definitely 2016, but with the clowns, the election we talked about, all the other things, people have become so outspoken, but to a point of just being offensive and immediately will share their opinions when no one's asked. Like, no one asked for your political opinion, but they'll take that as, well, it's my Facebook, I can. I'm like, but when you're offensive, or again, that fear of false information. Yeah. But then you look at it, it's like, yeah, we had problems of schools having to shut down over a clown.
That's a problem.
Yeah, so that is what we got, is some killer clowns. The weird time of them, and they disappeared just as quickly.
That was so interesting, though, because I didn't realize how in-depth it got.
I didn't either. I mean, I feel like Michigan, it was Sterling Heights and Detroit had some serious problems, and other places in Michigan, too. But nothing like where we were. Like, I mean, it was said, but we didn't have any clowns.
If any of our listeners have clown stories, please send them.
Yeah, let us know if you ever had an encounter with a scary clown.
But yeah, clowns are creepy.
They are creepy. I think it's because you can't read their expression with all their face paint and everything, like the extreme smiles or frowns, and you can't really...
Yeah.
But
even if you look at the picture of Ronald McDonald with his Hamburglar and his other little sidekicks, the eyes of Ronald McDonald were freaky.
See, that's the thing. Honestly,
it's like
Ronald McDonald didn't scare me as much, and clowns that could talk didn't scare me, but it was like the silent clowns that freaked me out.
Silent clowns are scary.
Yeah, just the little, like, the mime, they're either mimes or, like, they don't, like, I don't know, they just, like, play pranks on you. I don't know what they did, but I hated silent clowns.
It might be for me, too, the fact that it's, like, a grown adult. You're like, it's like,
yeah.
You're freaking me out. Don't you?
Little tidbit of information. No.
Well, did you guys ever watch that movie with Robin Williams when he was Patch Adams? That was a good clown to end a good note for the Two Chicks with a Podcast and Merry Moments. It's a movie that Robin Williams was a doctor, and he would go in and dress up like a clown for the kids in the hospital ward to make them happy. That was a feel-good movie, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Join us next week for another true crime and a Friday episode. I believe it's a wild card. So, that'll be fun.
Well, why can't I be on a wild card one?
Well, if you want to join next week, you can.
Well, let me check my calendar.
Bye, everybody. And Mary, say goodbye.
Mary saying goodbye.
All right.
This was a merry moment.
It was. All right. Well, we'll see you later, Jordan.
Bye.
Bye.
But I don't think you let me speak very much on Merry Moment, and I have my own damn microphone.
All right. We'll say something.
Well, it's over now.
It's not. I didn't push end yet.
No, I have nothing to say now.
Well, do you have any words of wisdom, Mary?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Again?
Watch out for clowns. Stay away from freaky clowns.
Are you bringing Clown 2022? Is that what your goal is this year?
To be a clown?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I was voted class clown, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
1980.
Oh. So you're
I was inspired by Wayne Gacy, I guess. Whatever his name was.
All right.
Goodbye.